Discipline is when you do the hard work, even if you don't feel like it. Shout out to Hamza. Now, how do we stay disciplined? How do we continue to be disciplined? How do we understand it? How do we never fall out of being a disciplined human being again? Well, I got some prompts. I'm going to tell you what works for me, what doesn't work for other people, okay? So the first thing is you need to understand that in order to become more disciplined and stay disciplined, you need a system. Just because you want to do something, just because you want to be something or go somewhere does not mean that you're just going to do it. Having nothing just but willpower and nothing but just the drive from the beginning or the quote unquote motivation to do it isn't going to win, because you're somebody with complex thoughts and emotions and feelings. So you're going to wake up one day and you're not going to feel good. You're going to wake up, it's going to hurt. You're going to wake up and be sore. You're going to have no money in your pocket. Something's going to happen where you don't want to get it done. So how do we bypass that product and continue to grow and continue to work? Well, I broke it down. So the first thing I'm going to say is understand your limits and know them. What does that mean? When I say know your limits, you need to sit down and write down like a pros and cons list or a good traits and bad traits that you have, okay? In order to be consistent and disciplined, you must know yourself. You must know what you're capable of and what you're not capable of, okay? So literally grab a pen, grab a paper, and write down, okay, boom, I'm good at talking. I'm good at listening. I'm good at this. I'm good at that. I'm good at that. I'm bad at this, okay? I'm bad with sleep. It's hard for me to get my protein in. I usually skip the gym. Write down pros and cons just so you have a clear understanding of what you are capable of and what you're not capable of, because that's going to go far, okay? Next thing is, after you write down the pros and cons list of what you're capable of and what you're not, you're going to prioritize the essentials, okay? So write another list of the things that matter to you and the things that you want, okay? So let's just say you want to be a YouTuber like me. You want to be a content creator, so you're going to write down content, recording videos, eating healthy, dressing nice, cleaning my room, whatever matters to you. Write down those things, okay? Now you're going to put at least 10 things on a list. You're going to get 3 of those things, and those 3 things are going to be your essentials. This means that those things are not going to be something that you can just half do or, hold on, let me check. They're not going to be stuff that you just halfway do. These are going to be things that you do correctly, you do the whole time, and you do it to the best of your ability. So if your top 3 things are meditate, make videos, and hit the gym, you're going to put at the top of your list, meditate, make videos, hit the gym. These are non-negotiables that you're going to do. Those are mine, just to give you a little sneak peek. All right? Now, boom. After you write those 3 things, you're going to break it up. So what does this mean to break it up? This means that you're going to sit down. You are going to write down a list of your routine. You're going to write down a list of when you wake up and a list of when you go to bed. You're going to break it up into different chunks of the day, just so it makes sense and it can actually be done. For example, if these are your things that you prioritize, I recommend doing it as soon as you wake up, before you go anywhere, before you talk to anybody, before you open your phone. Wake up and do these things first in whatever order you want to do. So boom, meditate. After that, we're going to record. And then after that, we're going to leave and go to the gym. Just like that. The only things that you want to do before then is maybe like brush your teeth, drink some water, use the bathroom. Boom, get straight to work. Do it. Okay? Boom. So there's your system. Now, my next one is leave space for your life. Now, the only thing that a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to a system and building a system and how to stay with the system is that you're not a robot, okay? So there's going to be those days where things happen. There's going to be those days where things come up. For example, if you have a vehicle, there's going to be days where you need to go get an oil change. There's going to be days where you might have a car problem. You might have to get a spare tire. You might wake up and just be sick. You might have things that are going on in your life. You need to make sure that you are leaving space for that. You need to make sure that you're leaving time for that, okay? So what does this mean? This means if you have to give yourself an extra hour of just blank space, an extra hour of a chunk, an extra hour of something, or just a safety hour, a safety time period, just in case something else happens, just in case you're running behind, just in case an emergency happens, okay? So I guess my biggest thing for this is it's not specifically something that you physically have to write down, but physically remember in your mind that you're going to mess up. your system isn't always going to 100% work because you are not a robot. Things will happen. So make sure that you are extremely aware of that. And when things do happen, don't beat yourself up over it. You're just going to do everything else I told you at the best of your ability. Okay? So leave space for life. The last point that I have is win with consistency. Okay? Now, this sounds very basic and very broad, but what do I mean when I say that? When I say win with consistency, the main thing that I'm getting to is you're not going to go into this with the mindset of, oh, I am going to get to this many followers. Oh, I am going to get to this size. I'm going to be able to lift this much weight. Now, yes, it is good to have long-term goals and things that you like and things that you care about. But if you can simply just win with the habits, the habitual things that you are doing every single day, look back in a month and say, oh my gosh, I made 14 videos. Look back and say, oh my gosh, I went to the gym 24 times. Those are the things that you should be proud of. And those are the things that you should be celebrating. The discipline comes when you can look back and say, okay, it's not about how many days I missed. It's about how many days I went. You get what I'm saying? Stop looking at how many days you missed. That is not discipline. That is a romanticized version of motivation, okay? That's why when people are like, oh, I'm on semen retention, I'm on my 24-day streak, and then you relapse one day and you're like, oh, I'm back to number one. That's not real discipline. That is you trying to prioritize and romanticize a long-term addiction. Instead, if you can say, okay, boom, out of the 30-day calendar week, I only relapsed twice. That's something that you can be proud of instead of saying, oh, I relapsed, so all my progress is gone. No, you're making progress. And the same thing goes for the gym. The same thing goes for meditation. The same thing goes for any other aspect of your life, okay? So win with consistency. The only thing that I'm going to add onto this is remember at the end of the day, you are not going to like it every day. You're not going to enjoy it. Sometimes it's going to hurt. Sometimes you're going to not want to speak. Sometimes you're not going to want to move. I promise you, those days will happen because our life is in seasons. You know, we have summer, winter, fall, and autumn, or summer, winter, fall, and spring. Sometimes you're going to feel unmotivated in the winter. Sometimes you're going to feel on the top of the world in the summer, and vice versa. But those do not mean that you're not making progress. Those do not mean that you're not actually making it happen. You're making it happen, but it comes with a price. Your price is being able to win your emotions and win your feelings and win your thoughts. So just to wrap it up, when it comes to discipline and then when it comes to staying disciplined, I've heard millions and millions of people talk about it, but it's not easy, but it's simple, okay? I repeat, it's not easy, but it's simple. How do you do this and not fall off? How do you do all of these things and not fall off? You do all of these things and not fall off by being nice to yourself, okay? I know it sounds corny. I know it sounds like it's not the craziest thing. Well, I'm not the extremist red pill. I'm more like in the middle, okay? You have to understand that you're going to mess up. Be nice to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be aware of yourself. And as soon as you realize you messed up, just go back. Just go back to where you needed to be. Every time you mess up, go back to where you needed to be. Say, I messed up. I know I messed up. I'm going to try harder next time. That's all you can promise yourself. Don't promise yourself that you'll be perfect. Don't promise yourself that you're perfect. You're not perfect. And that's okay. We weren't made to be perfect. Okay? That's all I got. I hope this can help you be more disciplined. I hope you have a broader, better understanding of discipline and that you actually have a system that can help you because systems help me. If you like this video, comment, share, do all of those good things. And also, I have one-on-ones in my bio. If you want to work with me, please, please, please book with me. I am 100% taking as many people as possible. If you have anything that you think I can help you with, do not hesitate. Love you. See you in the next one.